Julia with Be Well Fitness. This is going to be about a 20-minute workout. It's going to be targeting some muscles that sometimes we don't pay attention to, and that's going to be the Achilles here, the soleus, which is part of the calf muscles, and the gastric, which is also a calf muscle. We're going to be working on strengthening and a little bit of agility creation in those muscles. So if you love running, jumping, and doing other kind of high intensity work, so you would like to have those muscles respond to you quickly when needed. But it's going to be an overall body workout, so I call it feet, hips, core, and more. So some props that you will need, you don't have to, but you may want to have a squishable ball, or maybe have a block or a blanket or a book, something to squeeze. I have just one weight. It's about 8 pounds, but you can have more or less, and also no weight. I'm using a blanket, and we'll be also using a chair and a wall. And I'm going to be with my back to you when I will be doing some work at the wall. So we're going to go ahead and start at the wall, and we're going to start with the breath. I always start my clients with three-dimensional breathing. So we'll be expanding front, side, back, connecting with the core muscles and connecting our canister. So lining up our rib cage over the pelvis, because we'll need that throughout our workout. Okay, so I'm gonna use this blanket for my head support, and I'm gonna lie down, having your knees bent, placing your feet on the floor. So they're going to be about 90 degrees. So what we'll do here, we're going to try to use your heels and pull the heels down towards the floor. And that should activate a little bit more of your hamstrings and also help you tuck your pelvis towards you. So you're going to feel your pubic bone is moving up towards the face. So try to maintain that position. Just try to connect with your three-dimensional breath. So inhaling into the front of the ribs, side of the ribs, and into the back of the ribs. As you exhale, create that connection from your lower core, mid-core, upper core, all the way through your head. Exhale, making a sound and tightening your pelvic bones in and lifting the pubic bone up. So we'll be connecting our movement with breathing and with our deep core activation. Just go ahead and start moving your toes like you're trying to pick up pencils or pens or something on the wall. Just start scrunching them. And then try to lift the toes, spread the toes, place them on the wall, and connect with the mount of the big toe and the mount of the little toe. Try to place equal amount of pressure on the outer and inner, and lift the heels up. And see if you can maintain that pressure on the outer, the pinky side, and on the big toe side. And again, put the heels down, and then put the heels up. So adjust the feet if you need to, maybe bringing them slightly down. Moving the heels up, away from the wall. And that's great because you're not dealing with any gravity right now. Now keep the heels up as you keep that pelvis tucked, and continue peeling the pelvis off the floor. So try to press equally through the pinky side and the big toe side as your heels are still lifted. And bring yourself down. Again, we're going to try to inhale and lift, heels up. So your rib cage is heavy onto the floor right now, so pelvis is off the floor. And you may feel like you're about to cramp or maybe cramping already in your toes, in your feet, in your ankles, somewhere in that direction, if you don't usually do this work. So again, you're pressing through the wall. So I'm not moving that way. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm just using my lower legs to lift my pelvis up. And we're doing about like 10 of those. Maybe I've already done 7. So just gonna do 10. And of course, you can just add a little bit of weight. So you can bring your arms up, hold your weight. Bringing your weight a little bit closer or in the direction of your head is going to be more challenging. So you can stay either here or a little bit there. And now again, tuck the pelvis, press the feet, lift. We're actually going to stay here this time. Keep your heels off the floor and just do 10 pulses with your pelvis going down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're still maintaining that tucked position. And bring yourself down. All right. So hopefully you connected with your lower legs and their ability to do some work in that position. Okay. So from here, I'll be using a blanket to connect my tops of the feet here onto the blanket. So what I'd like you to do is really press press those tops of the feet down. And as you do that, so you might feel a little bit more engaged through your upper legs and your maybe butt muscles. And as you press through, we're lifting up. Okay, so connecting with that posterior chain. So again, if I'm going to relax my legs, so I'm just kind of moving this way and kind of sinking into my hip flexors. As soon as I press my tops of the feet, I'm moving a little bit forward, but still lengthening. I'm not moving here. So we're trying to really connect our feet into the rest of the body. And now we're just going to take a few breaths before we grab the weight. So keep pressing the feet on the blanket. And again, you may cramp. So now we're going to connect with our breath, inhaling front, side, back, exhaling from the bottom up, all the way through the crown of the head, keeping yourself tall. All right. And then from here, we're going to pick up the weight, find that connection again. We're going to be exploring hip hinge here and press, overhead press. All right. So weight is right here. So you're going to slowly start hip hinging. So you're maintaining your connection of the canister of the head to the tailbone, going into your hip hinge. And as you exhale, press. Inhale, back, exhale, press. Inhale. So as I'm exhaling, I am counterbalancing my sinking down to the gravity by creating the resistance from the bottom up, pressing through the legs, using my glutes, and using the core. And let's do a last one here. And relax. So you may have to relax your legs here a little bit, relax your feet, maybe just give them a little massage. And now we're going to try to challenge our stability, so challenge our core stability as we will work with our next move. Again, you're going to press your tops of the feet onto the floor. So inhale 3-dimensionally, exhale, lift. And then from here, we're going to inhale and lift the weight in front. Nothing moves anywhere, so you're resisting the weight. So you should feel quite a bit of activation through your core. So resist your weight. And then slowly, as you exhale, bringing it down. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this way. So you're going to keep going if you are working. All right, so press the feet into the blanket. Inhale. exhale. So keep your core activated, keep breathing, and slowly bring the weight down. And you want to have pretty good amount of weight because you want to really feel your core muscles working. And if you don't have a weight, you're just gonna grab whatever you can grab in the house, squeeze your arms into that, maybe your block, maybe the book, maybe something else, maybe bowl. Squeeze and just try to create that isometric contraction. So you want to feel this whole work in the core muscles, trying to help you move the weight slowly. All right, very good. So that was our other move using our feet, hips, and core. All right, so from here, we're going to be moving to our plyo push-ups. However, we're going to make them at the wall, and we're going to have, again, a little bit more work from the feet and the lower legs. So for this one, if you have a block or a blanket, you're going to squeeze it between your inner thighs, just above your knees. I'm going to be with my back, just in my setup here. You're going to find the distance between you and the wall, and you're going to lift the heels up. And again, you're trying not to arch anything, so you're going to try to maintain the canister of the body. And then from here, you're going to push towards the wall, and then from away from the wall, you're going to try to exhale, and you're just going to maintain your position on the balls of the feet. And that's okay if you're going to be slightly off. That's exactly what we're challenging. And you can do different position of your arms. So we're going to create different activation through your core and challenge your balance. Squeezing the ball, maintaining my spine. So when I'm moving towards the wall, I'm not losing anything. And when I'm moving away from the wall, I'm maintaining myself still off the ground. The heels are off the ground. All right. Okay, so relax your heels, relax your legs. Definitely may want to stretch your lower legs, but that's what sometimes happens a lot. Lots of people kind of stretching their calves, but they're not strengthening them. So, and if you're stretching your calves but not getting any results, we'll do the sequence and see what happens. For the next one, we're gonna place the ball actually between the ankles, and we're gonna be bending the knees to do the same work, but with knees bent. And when knees bent, we're going to be targeting a little bit lower portion of our lower leg. All right, squeeze the ball, bend the knees. We're going to still have the heels off the floor, so maintaining our canister position. And we're going to go in towards the wall, away from the wall, and you want to create that good balance. So if you're going back and you're able to control and catch yourself before you let your heels down, then you're in a good position. So you just play with different positioning of the arms, working different position of your shoulders, breathing, creating that lift all the way from the ball. And I think I lost my knees. Here we go. my knees are found now. Okay. Now it's a little bit more challenging. And the knees are bent. So that's how your push-up becomes a little bit more challenging, but you don't have to do it all the way down to the floor and then all the way back up. So see if you can maybe want to stretch your feet a little bit. And just going here and here. All right. And then from here, we'll be moving to some chair work. So for this one, we will create a little bit more single leg work. So I'm just gonna use the chair for support. You can also use a wall. I'm gonna have just a folded blanket here. Okay, so single leg work is much more challenging, but we do everything basically single leg. So we walk, it's a single leg balance. We run, it's a single leg balance. So it's always good to train single leg. Gonna again place the ball of the foot, so connecting evenly through the mount of the big toe and the mount of the little toe onto the blanket. Okay. Set up your other foot back behind you. Make sure you are at the chair. And then lift your heel. Okay. And then from here, see if you can create the lift by using your calf muscles. So perhaps you want to start maybe with 5 or 6 in the beginning. So maybe you're not lifting your heel high, but try to progress to doing maybe 10, 15. All right, and then we're going from here to this foot. So again, connecting equally, pressing through the big toe, stabilize, take a breath, lift the heel, and now work. So notice if you have a lot of shifting going on to the side, what happens if you can maybe try to take your hands off the chair a little bit. So which point of contact in the ball of the foot you're losing. All right, so excellent. So hopefully you feel some fire and some burning going on in your lower legs. All right, and we're gonna do another dynamic movement by using a chair. So if you are already practicing squatting on the chair and off the chair, that's great. So for this one, we're gonna try to practice a little bit more dynamic squatting. And yes, you guessed that right. We'll be including our lower legs into the work and creating a little bit more agility and activation to just catch ourselves up as we're coming up with heels off the floor. Of course, you have to kind of master your squat first. So from the squatting position, just like we did the hinging earlier with the weight, we're gonna sit down onto the chair, making sure your sit bones are right onto the chair and you're at the edge of the chair. And just right now with the feet on the floor, bring your arms up and come up. And that can be your challenge. All right, so just doing that will be perfectly fine. And if you want to take it a little bit further and create that activation from feet, hips, core, and more, that's going to be your next challenge. So we're going to go inhale, exhale, come up, heels off the floor, and try to create that stability in that extended position. So that's how it's going to look. And try to hold yourself here at least for a second or two so you know you can be in control with this position, right? So we're quickly activating those muscles. That was a little momentum work. So, and I'm not getting lost in something like this, right? So, well, I definitely feel my heart rate going up, and you might want to do it for 1 minute or so. All right. So this is our workout for today, and we're just gonna finish with a quick stretch and a little bit more activation. So we're gonna be on the floor. I'm using a towel, but if you have a strap, belt, or towel in the house, go ahead and grab that. So I'm gonna sit starting on the sit bones. I'm gonna bring the towel and place it just around my foot, okay? And then from here, again, I'm gonna exhale, activate my lower core, and tilt my pelvis backward. So I'm sitting on the tailbone. And I can have this leg straight, okay? So from here, I'm gonna inhale, try to inhale into the back of the body, expanding the back. And then as I'm exhaling, I'm gonna try to pull the leg towards me, pressing my elbows back and creating the lift. And at the same time, I'm pressing my foot into the towel. So I'm trying to really resist straightening of the leg. So you may feel again some activation and lengthening through your calf muscles and maybe even through the hamstrings. You're just creating that nice tall posture. And you can again relax. I'm gonna do it one more time. And then exhale. So I'm resisting. So I'm pulling the towel towards me, pressing my elbows out, using my back body, and I'm really pushing this leg into the towel. So creating a nice stretch through here. All right, I'm gonna do the other leg. So again, pulling in, tucking here, and then resist, resist, resist. So feel a nice stretch all through here. And I'm really pressing that leg into the towel, but I'm resisting at the same time. Relax. And one more time. Okay. So this is our feet, hips, core, and more workout with quite a bit of focus on the lower legs, creating that great agility for jumping, running, walking. So right now, as you're standing on your mat, just kind of notice, hopefully, some sense of activation and some sense of firing up energy, kind of that burning support. And after this workout, you definitely should go for some running or walking or jumping. You've got this.